Welcome back, life travelers, to another video by Ricardos Travels.
All that I want is for you to be happy. Give me a chance to show that you can be. Well, open your eyes and see the way I see. 'Cause all that I want is for you to be happy with me. Well, open your eyes and see the way I see. 'Cause all that I want is for you to be happy with me.
Alrighty, so this is good a place as any to stop for lunch, and then we'll continue on. So in case any of you was wondering why I was banging and poking around the rocks, I want to make sure there's no snakes, critters under here where I'm going to be sitting and eating. But I think we're good. So we'll just, if I can get this to prop up. There we go. Now then. Pack off here, and so I've got my food up top right ready to go. And I'm a leave no trace kind of guy, so I'll pack everything in bags and then pack all the bags back out, including crumbs or anything. So that's that. And I'm not disturbing that moss, by the way. This is just on top of dead leaves. I'm just going to set things on top of. So, I hope everybody's having a happy Thanksgiving. I'm having a really nice Thanksgiving hike photography day, so I thought I'd bring you along with me. Brought some water, some juice, some coffee. You gotta have coffee. Back in there. And that'll be it for now. So in case any of y'all are wondering, that's my bear spray, which there aren't any bears here. I just always take it for the two-legged bears. And then there's my Garmin inReach that I always use. Don't go anywhere without that. And I've got another large tripod. Probably half this pack is cameras and camera gear, since it's just a day hike. Although I packed for 3 days, I triple my plans. So if I'm planning to be out a day, I'll plan for 2. If I plan to be out a week, I'll plan for 3. That way I got food and shelter and everything I need, even if something happens, weather turns on me, my plans change, whatever. But, that's pretty much it on the pack. All right. So what do we got here? Looks like we're gonna have a bratwurst day. So we got these no cholesterol bratwursts here, and some mustard and bread and some chips. Again, ties and everything. I don't know if you saw that. I'm taking the ties off and I'm putting them in my pocket because I don't, absolute no trace. So there's that. Get everything open here before I start going. So my mustard's inside a bag, just in case it leaked. All right. So, some good hot mustard, some bratwurst, some bread. Bon appetit. Mmm. That's good. I heard something down by the stream. We're right off the stream here. I'll roll that into you, to the video afterwards. It's been a frog or something. I don't know what it was. Might have been turtles too. There's a lot of turtles here. Planes will find you wherever you are, aren't you? You'll be 50 miles from civilization and you'll have planes overhead. Crazy. I believe it's deer. Several deer that's over in the woods over there. I hear them moving every now and then and scamper off and on. Scamper, run about. Trying to find them, but they're well camouflaged. Nothing better. You know, if any of you has never went hiking, never just had a small meal, snack, simple meal out in the woods, you can appreciate, or you may not be able to appreciate what I'm enjoying here. You know, some bratwurst bread, mustard, you know, coffee, some juice. It says, that's nothing. I'm sitting at home with a big turkey and ham and who knows what else of the traditional Thanksgiving meal. But if you go hiking, you spend all morning hiking, you're not worn out, but you're a little bit tired. Depending on the weather, you might be a lot worn out. A respite and some nice simple food, tasty food, things you like. They're just as good or better than some huge Thanksgiving meal that's going to make you pass out afterwards and spend the rest of the day on a couch or in an easy chair. To me, and everybody's different, but to me, just a little snack, I enjoy every bite. I enjoy resting, just being able to rest, sit down. Because I pack heavy. I always pack heavy. Even on day hikes. I can easily have an 80-pound day pack. Because I take 5 or 6 cameras with me, 2 or 3 tripods, my emergency gear, a tent in case I gotta stay or decide to stay, all my emergency gear. So even on a day hike, you know, I'm toting some weight. So yeah, I welcome this lunchtime. Well, it's 1 o'clock-ish, I guess. By the shadows, it's 12 o'clock straight up. The sun's over there, so it's between 1:30, maybe 2. So I've been going for several hours. Well, since sunup. Of course, I didn't film any in sunup. That's really a special time, and it's very hard to film. At least I haven't gotten the film side of it down yet. So usually in the morning, is in the dark, and often in the early mornings. I don't film because I can't get them to come out right. They're either way too dark or all washed out. And so I don't film, but sometimes I will. I might roll some in to show you. I haven't perfected that yet, but I will. Stay tuned, I will. But as far as enjoying this, the rest is welcome. The food is welcome. And then the knowledge of after I eat, I get to keep hiking. I keep seeing more nature, being able to film more, take some more pictures, see things I haven't seen before, or I haven't been able to capture on film or camera before. A lot of things, as you're hiking, they fly off or run off or swim off, whatever, way before you even see them, or at the last minute you see them and they're gone. So a lot of things I've seen dozens or hundreds of times, but I've never been able to capture it. So I'm excited anytime I get to get out and film some more, take some more pictures. I have another opportunity. And it's it's really nice weather out here today. We're in the low 70s, just a slight breeze, no rain, hardly any humidity. And in the southeast, that's heaven. To have low humidity, blue skies, and low 70s, that is heaven. So I'm taking it. I don't waste days like this, even though it's Thanksgiving and everybody's supposed to be going to their friends and relatives and traveling to see family and all that, which is great. I did that as a kid, growing up. Been there, done that. But now I enjoy seeing things I haven't seen before. And here recently, I get to start sharing them with others. that might not have the opportunity to get out and do what I do. And there's lots of people like me, a lot of YouTubers out there hiking, RVing, photographers, so on and so forth. So there's 1,000 to pick from or more. So it's not that, you know, I'm some YouTube superstar. This is just a startup channel, and I decided to start sharing it with people. Some may like it and others won't. So it is what it is. I'm just doing what I do and sharing it. And if it helps anybody, if it motivates anybody to get out there and do it, or do anything that they want to do, because I do often throw in some philosophy every now and then. So yeah, there's some people say, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I don't have a place like that around me, or oh, I've got, you know, whatever. They just do that. And some folks are legitimately that they have restrictions of whatever type that keeps them from getting out here. So hey, if I can bring a little of the outdoors into you, just and you enjoy the outdoors through me and seeing what I do, that's great. Anyway, guys, there was deer over there again. I was trying not to move because it looked like they were going to come to me. I said, oh, I'm going to get some good footage here. But they took off. So, anyway. So, yeah. Yeah, I went off on a tangent, didn't I? Yeah. So, anyway. So, yes, some folks might see this little snack in the middle of the woods and says, what's the big deal? And if you haven't done it, maybe you don't realize it, but this is really nice. Oh, that's mine, Mr. Ant. Get your own food, Mr. Ant. There you go. Move along, move along. Had an ant family, thought I brought lunch for them. Of course, that's part of it too. Ants, bugs. You just got to learn to deal with them, accept them. They're part of the nature. And of course, every little bug you see, don't stomp it, don't kill it. I mean, I'm out in their home right now. But they just recognize there's something they might be able to eat, so they started crawling up on stuff. I just brush them off. You want to encourage them to move along. You ain't got to crush everything because it's in your way. Just saying. Oh, that one went quick. So, when's the last time you went hiking? You went out and had a picnic in the middle of the forest. Took your family out for a hike, picnic in the middle of the forest. Can you remember? Been a while, hasn't it? For a lot of you. And a lot of you never. I'm not talking 1,000-mile trek or a 100-mile drive or going to another country or going to the Alps or some extravagant trip that takes a long time, a lot of money, a lot of experience, and isn't available to everybody. I'm talking locally, even your backyard. course, I often say get out locally into your city or your county parks. You don't have to go statewide. You just stay. I guarantee you, and I've said this, 100 times, there's dozens of parks and nature reserves right around you you don't even know about. That are probably an hour or less from you that you can go to. Many of them free. And with a yearly pass, they are free. So don't think you can't get out and enjoy nature. But even beyond that, even in your backyard, and I need to do that. I need to do a video. That'd be a good idea. A video, a up-close micro video of all the trees and animals and flowers and plants, all at my homestead, just on my property. And if I didn't tell you, you'd swear I was out here. In fact, how do you know I'm not in my backyard? You don't know. I'm not in my backyard, but how would you know, right? So just your backyard, your neighborhood, you can enjoy simple nature. Just get down on the micro, the small, everything from what a lot of people call rodents, but the squirrels, the rabbits, the reptiles, lizards, turtles, and the numerous birds. And there's so much wildlife right around you, most people never look up at the sky, never look up into the trees. Or here's something to do. Pick a tree, particularly in the early mornings, and just watch that one tree. Just scan it up and down, slowly, slowly, across its branches, back and forth, and see what kind of life is in that one tree. Most people's never even thought of doing that, much less doing that and understanding the life and nature that's right around them every day. So try that. It'll be quite interesting. But if not that, just up in the trees, watching the different birds fly from tree to tree, or the squirrels jumping from tree to tree, or just walking down your city block. There's some trees, depending on where you are, there's more than others. But look at those trees. There's life going from tree to tree to tree to tree. And a lot of times these animals and birds adapt, and they make these man-made structures their homes, and you get all kinds of life in nature to enjoy. Got an interesting bee down there, but I'm afraid I move it's going to fly off, so I ain't going to mess with it. But look like a psychedelic bee, huge. It's, about an inch and a half long. Interesting. So yeah, you don't have to take big long trips. If you enjoy nature, get out there. It's out there. Most of it's free, or at least a lot of it's free. Depending on where you are, it's all free. It's like where I am today. Well, it's free to get in and use. Of course, nothing's free. Somebody's paying for it, right? Okay, Mr. Ant, are you back again? Come on. Move along, move along. You should do bring a friend this time. Get over there. I'm going to resort to moving you somewhere else in a minute. No, I'm not going to do that. All right. Yeah, so anyway. So yeah, where I'm at today is free. All I had to do is drive here. We got creeks, up on this end of the valley, we've actually got lakes, large lakes, and wetlands back down on the other end. We've got large hills. I guess if you're from somewhere flat, you would say they're mountains. They're really just hills around here. And trees galore. The variety of trees. There's a chipmunk. Did you hear it? That is, just dove into the trees. Gum, I should have got my other camera out. Should have been ready. Anyway, there's a chipmunk right there. Yeah, so this one's free. It's a county project, a county reserve. Of course, I'm not going up into the reserve area. You know, eating anything. Back down here before the trail. The trail starts right back over there. I wonder if that chipmunk's got a den right over there. He just started running across and just went straight down and disappeared. I thought it just went under leaves. I'm watching it over there. Hopefully I can roll that in. I'll save the rest of this for later. Hot coffee. That was a really good Thanksgiving dinner. Lunch. Because I hear birds, I see birds. Do you hear them? I hear squirrels running and talking to each other. I see chipmunk. I see deer. It's just paradise. You know, how many people this Thanksgiving get to see all that, you know, from their table. as some might say, you just get to look across the table at some ugly mugs. Well, that's a little cruel, isn't it? Maybe they're looking across the table as well, looking at an ugly mug. I know it's true in my case. So I wouldn't blame anybody to go out and hiking and looking at nature rather than sitting at a table looking at me. But I got a brook. The brook's not running much today, but I can see it and faintly hear it. Of course, these days you got to go out hundreds of miles to get away from any kind of civilization. So in the long distance, miles and miles away, I can hear the highway. And every once in a while you hear ATVs, running around, disturbing the silence of nature. But for the most part, 90%, all you hear and see is nature, including the ants and spiders and bees and that just come along with it. When's the last time you just sat and listened and looked at nature out in the forest, out wherever? Nature could be out in the desert, and just listen to all the sounds, all the sights. Most people never notice, which means they don't get to enjoy. They get wrapped up with the remote control and whatever they find entertaining on an electric box, whether it's computer or TV, whatever it is, and staring into a screen. Don't turn off your computer. Just watch my stuff. Oh, goodness. But for the most part, I'm saying, a lot of people are just never exposed to it. So I hope you guys will encourage others, not just me encouraging you, hopefully, to get out and do it, but encourage others, bring others along. There's a lot of people that never even considered, have no idea. It's as foreign to them as a foreign language or a foreign country. Nature. They just don't know anything about it. They think they do. And like with everything, there's good and bad. So they hear some of the bad and say, oh no, I'll never go do that. I'll never go to the woods. There's bears, there's snakes, there's cougars, there's whatever. And they use that 1 out of a million event to say, oh, I'll never go do that. I don't want to go to that. Oh, that's no fun. That's not comfortable. That's nasty. That's whatever. But yet, they've never gone and done it. So they need to. They are really missing out. Of course, if more people did it, I wouldn't have places like this that's serene and peaceful and free. But I don't want anybody missing out because I like to enjoy it. I think there's plenty to go around. So this Thanksgiving, I am really thankful for many things. I'm of course, all the normal things. I'm thankful I'm above ground and breathing. I'm thankful I have all my senses. It makes it easier on me. I'm not deaf or blind or crippled or any major disease that keeps me from getting out and enjoying nature and hiking. So I'm thankful for that. And like everybody, or most people anyway, I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my wife, my pets, friends, extended families. Sure, I'm thankful for all that. I'm thankful for that every day. But it's days like today when I compare the traditional way of celebrating Thanksgiving to the way the last several years I've celebrated Thanksgiving. And that's going on a Thanksgiving hike. Sometimes it's just a day hike or 2-day hike. Last year it was a week hike. I actually went up in the North Georgia, up through Virginia and the Carolinas. So that was an entire week, a little over a week. It was 8-9 days, something like that. Wasn't very long. But this has become a real tradition for me, is Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's to go on a hike. I know a lot of people, after their big meal, right, they get into football, which is fine. You know, each to his own. But I enjoy getting out here in the nature, getting exercise. You know, I didn't eat much there. That was just a small snack to a lot of people. But it's enough energy to get me going for another, 2 or 3 or 4 hours. Of course, this is late in the day, really. Particularly anytime you're in an area that's got hills or mountains, you're going to lose at least an hour or 2 hours off your day just because the sun's going to go behind something sooner. If it's flat land, it's going to be up here and go all the way down here. If you got a mountain blocking it, as soon as it goes behind that mountain, your light's blocked, your warmth is blocked. So you're going to lose an hour or 2 just by being in places like this. At least an hour. When you're up in the more mountainous areas, like I said, this isn't mountains, this is hills. Rolling hills in North Georgia. And I'm not giving out the location because I'm selfish. There is an argument on YouTube, on YouTubers, on travelers, RVers, RV lifestyle, full-time living people that they'll do. And there's a lot of good ones out there that do reviews on each of the places they go. And there is an argument that that's running it for the rest of the RVers, because the good ones are going to start to be taken by the new people getting into it and other people traveling. And all you're left with is the old, or the ones that's not so good. Need some more coffee. So that is an interesting argument there, I guess you'd call, different points of view. And of course, I enjoy learning about new sites, and the ones are good to go to. I mean, yeah, it's helpful. I appreciate it. Of course, a lot of them I won't go to because most of them are RV parks. And I boondock mostly, or cowboy camp in places like this. I typically do not go to RV parks, so most of them don't help me anyway. They're interesting. But yeah, there is the problem of once you start letting millions of people know about something good, it doesn't stay good long. So number one, it's going to get filled up, and number two, it's going to start the bad actors of people coming in. There's always bad actors in every group of people, regardless what group it is. And those bad actors, you're going to get more and more and more of them, and then the people running the places, the price is going to go up, or they're going to start shutting them down or start limiting what you can do. So the more and more people get into it, the less free it's going to be. Less freedom and liberty you're going to have. They're going to start shutting things down, saying you can't do this, or you got to pay a fee for this and a fee for that, have a license to do this and a pass to do that. And there's no liberty and freedom anymore. So yeah, I'm not going to say where this is. I'm just going to say it's in North Georgia. Of course, it could be the woods in just about any state, I guess. It's not far from my home at all. And far is relative, but I'm not going to tell you. Because a lot of you know my general location of where I live, so you can find them. That's the thing, how I find them. A lot of time it's through word of mouth, over the internet, checking with my county or my city, or anytime I travel, I'm looking too. So if I'm just driving down the road, I'll notice signs, I will notice locations and make note of them to go back to and check out. But there's so much good information on the internet now that you can just find more places you can ever have time to go to. So this is a nice place. It's, but there are thousands, if not millions of places just like this across the country, so I'm not keeping nothing from you. I haven't decided what I'm going to do on my channel about that, about doing the reviews. I'm real torn on that because some of the YouTubers that review their campsites, I really appreciate. It helps me, and I might go there, but I realize what that is doing to the area, telling millions of people about that nice place. So at least my first instinctual feeling is not to say where I am. I might review a site, say this site's nice, and tell things about it, and maybe even generally where it is, like I'm saying North Georgia here, but I don't think I want to say exactly where I am. Not because of security, because I don't post my videos till days or weeks after I left that area. But yeah, do I want millions of people to be coming down here? And truthfully, the answer is no. I don't. It will ruin it for me. So I don't think I'll be saying. I don't know. Leave it in the comments what you think. I'd be interesting to see what your thoughts are. I guess part of the argument is well, you can't keep good information from the millions of people that would not destroy it, that would respect it, that understand and appreciate and follow the no trace rule, the respects and appreciates and desires the quiet serenity of nature. That's true. But isn't it true though that it is those very few people that run it for the rest? So if 1 million people learn about something, you're going to have dozens, if not hundreds, of bad actors, bad people. Just the way it is. So that's what officials got to deal with too. So even though they know the majority isn't tearing up a location, they're going to say the fact is it's being torn up. The fact is there's trash or human feces or toilet paper or whatever being left there continuously we don't have the manpower, facilities, or resources to deal with it. So we're just going to shut that location down. Even though it was a small, 1% of the people that's doing it, or smaller than that, 0.01% of the people, still, that's just the way it is. So, yeah, I'm torn about that. I'm still trying to decide, but for now, I'm not going to say. After my coffee, I'm going to go try to get some of those deer over there for you. I think it's deer. I see heads bopping up and down. I saw one, it was a deer. I hear them more than I see them. You can hear them crackling branches and walking on leaves, and you see a dark figure, if you will. That sounds kind of spooky, doesn't it? But I mean, it isn't nighttime. It's right here in mid-afternoon. But still, deep in the woods there, and there's 500 trees I'm looking at there. So it's hard to see what's in there. But we're going to go check it out here in a minute. As soon as I get finished with my coffee and philosophizing again. You appreciate that, don't you? Yee. Oh boy. How many of you up there say, I'm not going to go hiking with that guy. He just talks way too much. That's all right. If I'm not filming, I'm not talking. I'm just sitting here. And in fact, a lot of times when I am filming, 2/3 of my filming is filled with nothing because I just stop and get distracted by a leaf or a bee or a deer or a chipmunk or a snake or a frog or turtle in a stream. Or so half the time, 2/3 of my videos are just trashed. I just get rid of them because I'm just staring at something. So yeah, I don't talk all the time, but oh. Okay, you talked me into it. I got to finish the coffee. So what are you guys thankful for? What are y'all doing today? Y'all with family? You have family around you and celebrate with? If not, have you hit the social media? Wishing everybody in your family happy Thanksgiving. Have they communicated with you? How about your neighbors? Do you know your neighbors very well? Do you have some lonely neighbors? Do you have some old people that doesn't have family around or not in state or in town? Have you wished them a happy Thanksgiving? I can't hear you. Oh, this is just too perfect. I just need to set out my sleeping bag right here. Cowboy camp right here. This is just, it's blocking the wind. We got a little bit of wind. It's coming up, you can hear it, you know, in the leaves, in the trees. But it's largely blocked by this hill. Got a brook down here, creek, brook, whatever. That just lulls you to sleep. Lots of leaves down here, so it's not very muddy. Yeah, if I didn't have other plans tomorrow, I might just cowboy camp right here. But we got more hiking to do, so let me finish this coffee and stop talking. Okay, so looks like that's gonna do it. The sun's about to go down, but it's been a wonderful Thanksgiving Day hike. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have. I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving Day and found lots to be thankful for, and that you'll get out and hike if you didn't get a chance to today and enjoy nature. Okay, I got to stop this shot and let you see what's going on behind the camera. Well, they all moved on. It's fleeting. You have to be ready. You have to look around all the time. Well, there's some of them go. But there was probably 1,000 over there a while ago. And of course, we'd have a jet come overhead just as soon as we're recording that, wouldn't it? Of course. And of course, the sun's setting. So as it's hitting the ridge, it's making a harsh shadow. Got the midpoint trees and going up the side, the shadow's hitting it. It's still light out, but the sun's going down behind the hills or mountain or whatever you want to call it over there. But that was quite interesting. There were just thousands of blackbirds a few moments ago. Now there's a few dozen left. But it looked like the Georgia migration to the south. See if we can zoom in without shaking the camera too much. So, I hope you enjoyed our Thanksgiving Day hike. And you enjoyed your Thanksgiving, you and your family. So that's going to do it for today. Until next time, as always, may all of you have safe and happy travels wherever life leads you.
And like, share, and don't forget to subscribe.
All that I want is for you to be happy. Give me a chance to show that you can be. Well, open your